Hey MCA, my name is John Detweiler. I'm currently serving as an elder at MCA. And today I'd like to share with you just a brief devotion as we continue to look at and walk through Holy Week. I'm going to be reading from John chapter 19, verses 38 to 42. Later, Joseph of Arimathea asked Pilate for the body of Jesus. Now Joseph was a disciple of Jesus, but secretly, because he feared the Jews. With Pilate's permission, he came and took the body. He was accompanied by Nicodemus, the man who earlier had visited Jesus at night. Nicodemus brought a mixture of myrrh and aloes, about 70 pounds. Taking Jesus' body, the two of them wrapped it with the spices in strips of linen. This was in accordance with the Jewish burial customs. At the place where Jesus was crucified, there was a garden, and in the garden a new tomb, in which no one had ever been laid. Because it was a Jewish day of preparation, and since the tomb was nearby, they laid Jesus there. Now, just for maybe to take a look at kind of what the disciples were going through at this time, they had just watched a man who they felt was the Messiah, and in their opinion, the Messiah, or what they believed, the Messiah was going to set up an earthly kingdom and deliver the Jews from Roman rule. So they had believed this, they had felt that this was the man, and here they were burying him. And even at this point in time, the disciples still didn't realize who they were following and who they were worshiping. And I think so often we as believers forget who we follow. We forget who we worship. And oftentimes during times like what we're living in right now with the coronavirus and just the chaos that's going on around us, we so often forget that we worship a God who cares. We worship a God who has overcome death. It's the thing that I like about this season the most is that we can reflect again back on the God that we worship, the God that overcame death. And not only that, the Savior who is willing to endure death for us. So as we go through these tough times, I think we often need to keep in mind the God that we worship, a God who cares, a God who hears us, a God who wants what's best for us. So I just encourage you as we go through this, just have faith. And unlike the disciples, we know who we worship. They are going to be finding out here in the next day or so, the God that they worship as Jesus rises from the dead. But I'll leave that for John to discuss on Sunday. So again, I just encourage you this week, just take heart. Remember the God that you worship. Remember that he loves you and he wants what's best for you. And just like to end it just with, again, another encouragement. You know, we are looking forward to Resurrection Sunday, and God has called us out of the shadows and into the light. Thanks for listening. I hope you all have a good Easter holiday and spend time with those who you can. And just again, remember that you worship a risen Lord. Thank you.